that Dr. Chang come in or no?
No.
No.
They said that they have, I think, one patient reported that had COVID.
So they
Before. They're waiting. I think they want to test themselves to make sure that.
Yes. He said Dhamma said Dhamma.
They both were on Saturday.
Saturday.
In the early Bukhara.
Oh. Saturday.
Yeah, when we were in the early Bukhara. Yeah, with Bukhara, and then we came.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So good evening. We start shortly our evening ceremony. Today is the English day. You can find the sheets in the chat box.
Yeah, 我们今天是英文唱诵《阿弥陀经》，然后在蒙山寺时。
Freezing to death, we did not scheme. Started to death, we did not beg. Dying of poverty, we asked for nothing. We accorded with conditions, but did not change. We did not change, we accord with conditions. But very free to our three great principles. We now set our lives to the Buddha's work. We mold our destinies, our basic duty. Rectify lives to fulfill Sangha's role. In conduct specific matters, we understand the principles. Understanding the principles, we apply them to specific matters. We carry on the single pulse of the Patriarch's mind transmission. Ask myself, do I fight? Ask myself, am I greedy? Ask myself, do I seek? Ask myself, am I selfish? Ask myself to pursue personal advantage. Ask myself, do I lie? Ask myself, do I eat only one meal a day? Ask myself, do I always wear my precept sash? This from traditions of the Sijiri city of 10,000 Buddhas, and no one can change them. Burning all the Dhamma and we see the fragrance from afar the sea vast halls of Buddhas, holiness is witness. Replace us be just clouds Tensions thus fulfill. As all Buddhas show their perfect bodies, I Namo is and cloud Namo is and cloud Namo Sivas Lotus Full Assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Sivas Lotus Full Assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Sivas Lotus Full Assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The Sutra of the Buddha's teaching on Amitabha. Thus I've heard, once the Buddha Shakyamuni was staying in the Jeta Grove in Andavantika Sparks and Shravasti. 1,250 members of the Bhikshu Sangha gathered there with him, and all of them eminent arhats knew for their higher knowledge. Elder Shariputra was there, with other great disciples, such as Mahamagayana, Mahakashyapa, Mahakatayana, Mahakastila, Revata Sundipantaka, Nanda Nanda, Rahula Gavampadi, Pindola Paradavaja, Kaloadin Mahakapina, Vakulan Adniruddha. The Bodhisattvas Mahasattva were also there. Dharma Prince Manjushri, Bodhisattva Jita, Bodhisattva Gandastin, Bodhisattva Nityodukta, and so forth, together with Chakra, chief among Devas, as well as multitudes for all the heavens. Just then the Buddha spoke to elder Shariputra, saying, west of here, beyond trillions of Buddha lands, there is the land called ultimate happiness. In this land at this very moment, a Buddha named Amitabha is teaching the Dharma. Shariputra, why this land called ultimate happiness? The beings of this land never suffer. They are always happy. And so this land is called utmost happiness. Moreover, Shariputra, this land of all happiness, is surrounded by 7 tiers or railings, 7 layers of netting, and 7 rows of trees, all of them formed with the 4 kinds of treasures. For that reason, too, this land is called utmost happiness. Moreover, Shariputra, the pool is this land, are made of the 7 treasures, and fill the water and dot with 8 fine qualities. Golden sand lies the bottom of every pool, and each surrounded by stairways made of gold, silver, vidura, and crystal. There are pavilions adorned with gold, silver, vidura, crystal, grand clamshells, rubies, and carnelian. Lotus flowers as large as carriage wheels with these pools. The blue flowers shine blue light. The yellow flowers shine with yellow light. The red flowers shine with red light. And the white flowers shine with white light. They all are wonders, fragrant and pure. Shariputra, the land of utmost happiness, is adorned with these fine qualities. Shariputra, in that Buddha land, there is always celestial music playing, and the ground is paved with gold. 6 times a day a rain of celestial mandarava flowers falls. Early in the morning, beings in this land gather the wonderful flowers in the folds of their robes. They make offerings to trillions of Buddhas in other lands. At meal time, they return and their meal and walk in meditation. Shariputra, the land of utmost happiness, is adorned with these fine qualities. Shariputra, there's also many colorful and wondrous birds in that land. White crags, peacocks, parrots, egrets, calavikas, and birds with 2 heads. 6 times a day, these birds sing an elegant harmony. They proclaim the teachings, such as the 5 spiritual faculties, the 5 strengths, the 7 factors of awakening, and the Noble Eightfold Path. When the beings of this land hear the birds sing, they grow mindful of the Buddha, mindful of the Dharma, and mindful of the Sangha. Shariputra, do not say these birds have been born due to their misdeeds. And why? In this land the 3 paths of misery do not exist. Even the names of these paths are unknown there. Rather, Buddha Amitabha creates this burn by transformation, so that the Dharma can be widely heard. Shariputra, in the Buddha land, a gentle breeze blows on rows of jewel trees and jewel nets, making wondersome sounds. It is as if hundreds of thousands of musical instruments will play in harmony. All those who hear these sounds naturally grow mindful of the Buddha, mindful of the Dharma, and mindful of the Sangha. Shariputra, this Buddha land is adorned with these fine qualities. Shariputra, why that Buddha named Amitabha? That Buddha's boundless light shines all lands, without the 10 directions. Nothing can obstruct it. That is why it is called Amitabha. Shariputra, that Buddha's lives and lives of these beings in this land last throughout infinity many asamkhya kalpas. That is why this Buddha is also called Amitayus. The great Kapas have already gone by since he's become a Buddha. Shariputra, among the disciples of this Buddha, there's also infinitely many hearers of the teaching. All of them are huts. Their numbers are beyond counting. The Bodhisattvas is this assembly are also uncountable. Shariputra, the Buddha land is adorned of these fine qualities. Shariputra, beings who here are born in that land of utmost happiness, will never retreat on the path of awakening. Many will become Buddhas in their next life. Their numbers are beyond counting, and one can only speak of them as limitless, boundless, and incalculable. Shariputra, beings who hear of this should vow to be born there and that join with these good people. Shariputra, beings with few blessings, virtues, and roots of goodness cannot be born there. Therefore, Shariputra, good man or woman who hear Amita Buddha Amitabha, should always hold his name with no other thoughts. By doing this for 1 day, 2 days, 3 or 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, or as long as 7 days, when they approach the end of their lives, Buddha Amitabha will appear in the front of them, together with his gathering of sages. When their lives come to an end, these people's mind be clear, and they will be born in Buddha's, Amitabha's land of utmost happiness. Shariputra, because I have seen these good results, I want you to know about them. All who hear what I have said should make the vow to be born in that land. Shariputra just now praises the inconceivable merit and virtue of all Buddha Amitabha. In the words to the east, they are Buddha Akshobhya, Buddha Sumeru Banner, Buddha Great Sumeru, Buddha Sumeru's Light, Buddha Wondrous Voice, and others such as these, as many as the gains of sand in the Ganges. Each of them his own land shows the hallmarks of the wide and long tongue that covers the large billion word system. As he speaks these truthful words, all you living beings should believe in this sutra called Praises of the Inconceivable Qualities of the Buddha Land and the Protection and Care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, in the words to the south, they are Buddha light of the sun and moon, Buddha light of renown, Buddha great blazing shoulders, Buddha lamp of Sumeru, Buddha limitless vigor, and others such as these, as many as the gains of the sand in the Ganges. Each of them in his own land show the hallmarks of the wide and long tongue that covers a large billion word system. As he speaks these truthful words, all you living beings should believe in this sutra called Praises the Inconceivable Qualities of this Buddha land and the protection and the care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, in the words to the west, there are Buddha limitless lifespan, Buddha limitless hallmarks, Buddha infinite banner, Buddha great light, Buddha great brilliance, Buddha treasured hallmarks, Buddha light of purity, and others such as these, as many as the grains of the sand in the Ganges. Each of them his home land shows the hallmark of a wide and long tongue that covers all large billion word system. and he speaks these truthful words. All you living beings should believe in this sutra, called praises of the inconceivable qualities of this Buddha land, and the protection and care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, in the worlds to the north, there is our Buddha blazing shoulders, Buddha excellent voice, Buddha invulnerable, Buddha born of the sun, Buddha nets of light, and others such as these, as many as the grains of sand in the Ganges. Each of them is his own land, shows the hallmarks of a wide and long tongue that covers a large billion-word system, and he speaks these truthful words. All you living beings should believe in this sutra called Praises of the Inconceivable Qualities of this Buddha land, and the protection and care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, in the worlds below, they are Buddha lion, Buddha renown, Buddha light of renown, Buddha Dharma, Buddha Dharma banner, Buddha Dharma practice, and others such as these, as many as the grains of sand in the Ganges. Each of them his own land, show the hallmarks of a wide and long tongue that covers a large billion-word system. As he speaks these truthful words, all you living beings should believe in the sutra called Praises that Inconceivable Qualities of Buddha land, and the protection and care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, in the words above there are Buddha Brahma voice, Buddha king of constellations, Buddha superior fragrance, Buddha light and fragrance, Buddha great blazing shoulders, Buddha body adorned with colorful jewel flowers, Buddha king of salad trees, Buddha jewel flower of virtue, Buddha revealing all meanings, and Buddha like Mount Sumeru, and others such as these, as many as the grains of sand in the Ganges. Each of them his homeland shows the hallmarks of the wide and long tongue that covers a large billion-word system. As he speaks these truthful words, all you living beings should believe in the sutra called Praises of the Inconceivable Qualities of this Buddha land, of the protection and care of all Buddhas. Shariputra, what do you think? Why the sutra called the protection and care of all Buddhas? Shariputra, the Buddhas will protect and keep in mind, and many are women who hears the sutra, accept and upholds it, and who hears the names of these Buddhas. They will never retreat on the path to a suppressed perfect awakening. Therefore, Shariputra, all of you should believe and accept my words, and in what all other Buddhas teach. Shariputra, people who already made a vow to be born in the Buddha's Amitabha's land, or who are now making the vow, or who will make the vow, all are certain to never retreat on the path to unsuppressed perfect awakening, and will be born and now be born, or having already been born in that land. Therefore, Shariputra, good man or good woman, who have faith should make the vow, I'll be born in that land. Shariputra just now praises the inconceivable merit and virtue of all these Buddhas. They also praise my inconceivable merit and virtue, saying, Buddha Shakyamuni does what is difficult to do, especially in the Sahaland during the evil time of the five tribunities, the tribunity of the Kalpa, the tribunity of wrong views, the tribunity of afflictions, the tribunity of living beings, and the tribunity of lifespans. Amid all these, Buddha Shakyamuni has realized and suppressed perfect awakening, and for the sakes of living beings, he explains this teaching, which beings in the world find hard to believe. Shariputra, you should know that during the evil time of the five tribunities, if done what is hard to do, I've realized and suppressed perfect awakening, and for all beings I've explained this teaching, which is difficult to believe. This is truly difficult. When the Buddha had finished teaching this sutra, Shariputra and all the bhikshus, as well as the devas, humans, asuras, and others, rejoiced, believe, and accept what they had heard. They bow in reverence and depart. And of the Sutra of the Buddha's teaching of all Amitabha. Namo Amitabha Yedo Jedo Yedo Dieta Amirido Amirido Siddhambo Amirido Bijalan Amirido Bijalan Doce Miri Jeje no Jedo Jari Sapo Namo Amitabha Yedo Jedo Yedo Dieta Amirido Amirido Siddhambo Amirido Bijalandi Amirido Bijalan Jemiri Jejeno Jedo Jari Sabo Namo Amitabha Yedo Jedo Yedo Dieta Amirido Siddhambo Amirido Bijalandi Amirido Bijalan Jemiri Jejeno Jedo Jari Sabo. Mokshan offering. Wishing now to understand all the Buddhas of the three times, contemplate the Dharma realm. All things are created from mind. Wishing now to understand all the Buddhas of the three times, contemplate the Dharma realm. All things are created from mind. Wishing now to understand all the Buddhas of the three times, contemplate the Dharma realm. All things are created from mind. Anjali Sabo, Anjali Sabo, Anjali Sabo. Namo Bodhi Jari Dari Dando Yedoye. Namo Bodhi Jari Dando Yedoye. Namo Bodhi Jari Dari Dando Yedoye. Anzandola Jedo Zabo, Anzandola Jedo Zabo, Anzandola Jedo Zabo. Namo Buddha's Flower Garden Sutra of the Great Expanded Teachings. Namo Buddha's Flower Garden Sutra of the Great Expanded Teachings. Namo Buddha's Garden Sutra of the Great Expanded Teachings. Namo Buddhas of the Ten Directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Dharma of the Ten Directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Sangha of the Ten Directions, for all time. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Padan teacher of us all. Namo Bodhisattva of compassion, Guan Shi. Namo Restore Bodhisattva, who rescues those in life and death. Namo Honor Vanananda, who stated all the teachings. Namo Buddhas of the ten directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Dharma of the ten directions, dwelling for all time.
Namo Sangha
Of the ten directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, founder and teacher of us all. Namo Bodhisattva of compassion, Guanshi. Namo Restore Bodhisattva, who rescues those in life and death. Namo Nirvanananda, who stated all the teachings. Namo Buddhas of the ten directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Dharma of the ten directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Sangha of the ten directions, dwelling for all time. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, founder and teacher of us all. Namo Bodhisattva of compassion, Guanshi. Namo Restore Bodhisattva, who rescues those in life and death. Namo Nirvanananda, who stated all the teachings. We take refuge with the Buddha, we take refuge with the Dharma, with the Sangha. We take refuge with the Buddha, honor as the doubly perfect one. We take refuge with the Dharma, honor teaching us to end desire. We take refuge with the Sangha, honor of uncalled multitudes. Now we've taken refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. We take refuge with the Buddha. We take refuge with the Dharma. We take refuge with the Sangha. We take refuge with the Buddha, honor as the doubly perfect one. Take refuge with the Dharma, honor teaching us to end desire. We take refuge with the Sangha, honor among all the multitudes. Refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. We take refuge with the Buddha. We take refuge with the Dharma. We take refuge with the Sangha. We take refuge with the Buddha, honor as the doubly perfect one. We take refuge with the Dharma, honor teaching us to end desire. We take refuge with the Sangha, honor among all the multitudes. Now we've taken refuge with the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. Buddhist karma done by body, speech, and mind, through the craving, anger, and delusion from beginningless time. Buddhists now repented all of this. Sentient beings karma done by body, speech, and mind, through the craving, anger, and delusion from beginningless time. Sentient beings now repented all of this. Lonely spirits karma done by body, speech, and mind. Anger and delusion from beginningless time. Lonely spirits now repented all of this. Countless beings I now vow to save. Limitless afflictions I now vow to end. Boundless dharmas I now vow to live. Peerless Buddha I vow to realize. Countless beings I now vow to save. Limitless afflictions I now vow to end. Boundless dharmas I now vow to learn. Peerless Buddhahood I vow to realize. Countless beings I now vow to save. Limitless afflictions I now vow to end. I now vow to learn. Peerless Buddhahood I vow to realize. Beings of my nature I now vow to save. All afflictions of my nature I now vow to end. Dharmas of my nature I now vow to learn. Buddhahood my nature I now vow to realize. Of my nature I now vow to save. All afflictions of my nature I now vow to end. Of my nature I now vow to learn, Buddha of my nature I now vow to realize. Of my nature I now vow to save, all afflictions of my nature I now vow to end. Dharmas of my nature I now vow to learn, Buddha of my nature I now vow to realize. An bola boring doring saboa. An bola moring doring zaboa. An bola moring doring zaboa. Anaru raji zaboa. Jisaboa. Anaru raji zaboa. An bobo diri jedori rando yedoye. An bobo diri jedori. Nando ye do ye, ambo diri jedori, nando ye do ye, anzan me ye satoan, anzan me ye sadoan, anzan me ye sadoan, namo zawa nando ye do, water judi anzan bolai, san bolai ho, namo zawa nando ye do. Water to the ensemble, Sambolai, Namo Zavadando Yedo. Water to the ensemble, Sambolai, Namo Zulu Boye, Dando Yedo Yeda Jidan, Zolo Zolo, Bolai Zulu, Bolai Zulu Zabo. Boye dando ye do ye da di dan zolo zolo olai zoro boy zoro zabo zolo boye dando ye do ye da di dan zolo zolo boy zoro zabo ah wa 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 ah wa one an one namo zanmando mudo na one namo zanmando mudo na one namo zanmando mudo na one namo many just da gada namo spiritual da gada Namo wonders from da gada namo fast expensive from da gada Namo far from pure Tathagata. Tathagata. Namo Amita Tathagata. Namo many just Tathagata. Namo pure Tathagata. Namo wonders from Tathagata. Namo fast expensive from Tathagata. Namo far from pure Tathagata. Namo Sri King Tathagata, Namo Amita Tathagata, Namo many just Tathagata, Namo pure Tathagata, Namo wonders form Tathagata. Tathagata, Namo far from fear Tathagata, Namo Sri King Tathagata, Namo Amita Tathagata. May these mantras bless the spirit's Dharma food, giving to all Buddhists many as the Genji sense. Become then renouncing of the greed, sweetly leaving darkness, bore and the pure land. Taking refuge with the treasures beneath for the body mind. Ultimately realizing and suppress the awakening. May their merit and their virtue be unbounded for all time. Sharing with all Buddhist offerings of Dharma food. May these mantras bless these tricks of Dharma food. Giving to all sentient beings many as the Genji sends. Be content, renouncing all the griefs, retrieving darkness, born the pure land, taking refuge with the three jewels, bringing for the body mind. Realizing and suppress awakening, make their merit and their virtue be unbounded for all time. Sharing with all sentient beings offerings of Dharma food. May these mantras bless these droplets of sweet dew. Spirits many as the Ganges sands, may they be content, renouncing godly greed. Swiftly leaving darkness, born the pure land, taking refuge with the treasures, bring thee for the body mind. Lies in cancer, breast awakening, may their merit and their virtue be unbounded for all time. Sharing with all lonely spirits, offerings of Dharma food. To you many faithful Buddhists, we now make this offering. May this food pervade and quarters of all faithful Buddhists share. We now dedicate this merit to all beings everywhere. Giving food to faithful Buddhists, so you've realized Buddhahood. To you many sentient beings, we now make this offering. May this food pervade and quarters of all sentient beings share. We now dedicate this merit to all beings everywhere. Giving food to sentient beings, so you realize Buddhahood. To you many lonely spirits, we now make this offering. May this food pervade and waters of all lonely spirits share. We now dedicate this merit to all beings everywhere. Giving food to lonely spirits, so you realize Buddhahood. Nam Modi Ring Zabo, An Modi Ring Zabo, Ring Zabo, An Ye Nan San Boa, Fajilai Ho, Nan Ye Nan San Boa, Fajilai Ho, Nan Ye Nan San Boa, Fajilai Ho. The heart of Prajna Paramita Sutra. When Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara was practicing the profound Prajna Paramita, he illuminated the 5 skandhas and saw they were empty, and he crossed beyond all suffering and difficulty. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself is form. So too are feeling, cognition, formation, and consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are empty of characteristics. They are not produced, not destroyed, not defiled, not pure, and they neither increase nor diminish. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, feeling, cognition, formation, or consciousness. No eyes, ears, no sound, body or mind, no sight, sound, smell, states, objects of touch or dharmas, no feel the eyes of including no feel of mind consciousness, and no ignorance of any of ignorance, up to including no age and death, or ending of all age and death. There is no suffering, no community, no extinction in no way, and in no understanding and no attaining, because nothing is attained. The Bodhisattva, from ransom Prajna Paramita, is an impediment in his mind, because there is no impediment, he is not afraid, and he leaves destroyed rethinking far behind. Ultimately, Nirvana, all Buddhas of the 3 periods of time attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi from ransom Prajna Paramita. Therefore know that Prajna Paramita is a great spiritual mantra, a great bright mantra, supreme mantra, an unequal mantra. It can remove all suffering and genuine outfalls. That is why the mantra of Prajna Paramita was spoken. Recite like this: Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisattva. End of the art of Prajna Paramita Sutra. Namo Amidobo Yedodo Chedo Yedori Yeta Amidobo Amirido Sidambo Amirido Bijarandi Amirido Bijarando Jemiri Jachano Judo Jari Sabo Namo Amidobo Yedodo Chedo Yedori Yeta Amirido Bobi, Amirido Sidam Bobi, Amirido Bijarandi, Amirido Bijaranda, Jemiri Jajano Jido Jari Zapo, Namo Amido Bo, Yedo Jedo Yedo Dieta, Amirido Bobi. Amirido Sidam Bobi, Amirido Bijarandi, Amirido Bijarando, Jemiri Jajano Jido Jari Zapo. May all the four kinds of wind reach the jewel land, and the beaks of all trees be born from lotus blooms. May all the myriad ghosts attain the tree for worthiness, and the countless angels and the tongue cry. Amitabha's body is the color of
gold, the tender
of his heart has no peer. The light of his brow shine round and hundred world. White as the seas are his eyes, heaven clear, shining in his brilliant light, transformation. Our countless bodhisattvas and infinite Buddhas, the 48 vows will be our liberation. In 9 lotus stages we reach the farthest shore. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land, kind and compassion and Amitabha. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land, kind and compassion and Amitabha. Homage to the Buddha of the Western Pure Land, kind and compassionate Amitabha. Namo 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 Amitabha. 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 Amitabha.
Amitabha,
Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. Bowing respect to the Venerable Master. Today we end Today we end up a little bit earlier because we're attending one class, but tomorrow we return with our whole day of practice. We want to remind all of you that we changed the time of our morning ceremony. We start at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then follow the same schedule. What is meditation, reflection, and 3 steps, 1 bow, noon recitation, and evening ceremony. So wish you can join us. Amitofo.
我们就网课到这里，然后明天一样4点，我们4点开始做早课，然后其他的 schedule 都会有的，就这样子。阿弥陀佛。